Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com. The first four-sided box call of its kind, 4-play turkey call. The patented design produces unique sounds that work well with call-shy birds. 4 different sound rails with lid movement along each rail for multiple tones. Take your calls to the next level with a 4-play turkey call.
Hi everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Silik and we've got an awesome show in store for you this week. Springtime is a great time to be outside here in Michigan. Lots of things going on. This past weekend marked the opening of trout season here in the state, and we're going to bring you a story all about the tradition of trout fishing. Speaking of springtime fun, Jimmy's got another great story in store for us this week.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We are going to actually kick off this week's show with a really cool turkey hunt. Now, we have had really nothing but bad luck when it comes to taping turkey hunts this year, but this past weekend, I was able to get out with a blind hunter, and I tell you what, we had a hunt of a lifetime. You won't want to miss that. We're also going to have time for a turkey recipe on this week's show, so you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988. Offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By Greenmark Equipment. Greenmark Equipment is a John Deere dealership network in southwest Michigan and northern Indiana. Greenmark provides sales and services to farmers, commercial businesses, large property owners, and homeowners. Information about pricing and products available can be found online at greenmarkequipment.com. By Angler Quest Pontoons. Angler Quest is a Michigan-based company building boats designed for comfort and fishing functionality. For more information about the 2022 models, anglerquestpontoons.com. By Polarcraft Boats, offering riveted and welded boats for the outdoor enthusiast. Whether you're targeting fish or waterfowl, Polarcraft Boats have several models to choose from that keep you high and dry. For more information, polarcraft.com.
The hunt this past weekend started in a gun shop, but not to get some last-minute ammo. I was going to be hunting with David and Jody Simpson. Jody is 100% blind, and when the scope and rail on the gun fell off, well, we had a problem. But with the help of a heaven-sent gunsmith, we may still be able to pull this hunt off in the morning.
So we were getting ready tonight to let Jody shoot a couple times, just get used to the gun and everything like that, get our communication going, and was getting ready to put our mount that we have with our video camera on here, that I look out and I'm his eyes, and the scope popped off. So we're up here at Center Shot getting this all taken care of. Rich, the gunsmith, is an awesome guy, so yeah, hopefully we can get this fixed.
He didn't give you the bill yet, though, did he?
No, he hasn't. That part, but it's priceless at this point. So
Rich Sievers was nice enough to come in after hours and re-drill the gun so the rail was more secure, put in some heavier screws, grind those down so they all fit together. Center Shot also has an indoor range, so we quickly re-sighted the gun in and were able to get Jody to take a few shots with David as his eyes.
down at 8. Hold. That's where, right dead center right there, Jode. Hold. Left at 8. Hold right there.
Right there?
That'd be right there. Down at 8. Right at 8. Fire.
It was pretty amazing to see how this all worked with the phone attachment on the scope. Morning came pretty early, and as we hit the woods, I asked Jody how long he has been without sight.
originally lost the sight in my left eye in 1994, and then unfortunately the same virus that caused the issue with scar tissue on my retina in my left eye started affecting my right eye in 2014, and the vision in that eye slowly started to go as the scar tissue built. And in 2016, I basically lost my sight. I'd stare into a fog all day long. It took a toll on me.
Those gobbles sound like they're getting closer.
Yeah, they are.
We had 2 blinds set up this morning with our callers in the other one. As we headed to breakfast, I had Jody talk a little bit about how he got back into hunting after growing up with it and really thinking it was over after going blind.
I thought it was all done, and a good friend of ours, Danny Malone, he come over one day, and thanks to him, he pushed me to get back to it, but I still had issues. There was a lot of fear and anger from losing my sight, and it was getting to a point where the fear and the anger was starting to win, and I went to my family and I told them I needed help. And that's when my brother David, and he got with Lee Murray from Hopkins, and he's a Safari Club member, and they talked to Denny Sprick, and about 3 months later found out that I was able to get a hunt at Allen Creek Ranch up by Bitely through the Safari Club and Denny Sprick, and went up there and was able to take a very nice buck, and I realized with help I can still do it. My perception of the world has changed. It's not what it was visually, but it's still the same world, and you can still do the same stuff. You got to rely more on people, friends, family. You just can't stop. You got to keep trying.
I just
No, you're good.
thank you, everybody.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be in the blind with you and your dad and your brother and
Amen to that.
Danny.
It's all good.
When I heard Jody's story while sitting at an SCI dinner this year, I just had to try and tell his story. To see sportsmen and family rally around someone to get them back into the woods, well, it is something special. As we settled into our last setup of the day, we seemed to have a bit of good luck, as a group of Jakes, well, they were heading our way.
They're coming down the road. Slowly breathe it down. Take the safety off. You gotta go up. Hold. Can you get a shot there? No. That's it.
Guys, we did it!
We got it done.
Nice job!
Nice, dude. Nice.
All right. That was awesome.
Wow. Good job.
I tell you what, you needed to calm your breathing.
You can't tell me to calm my breathing down. Have you seen that before? Whew. That was intense. Wow.
Dang it.
Hey.
Tell us what happened there, guys.
Oh,
Well, we actually, give me a second, take a breath, Jimmy.
well, we got set up this morning at a brother-in-law's place and had birds around us, had them answering the call, just wouldn't come to us. And we stuck it out for a while and went and grabbed some breakfast. and went back out there and nothing. Had one bird gobble way off in the distance, and we pulled the plug on that location and decided to come here. And just as we got out of the truck, there was 3 jakes just close to where we parked, and we made our way down, and the entourage got me set up.
That was no
In
joke,
the
just
blind.
getting into here.
No, it was a process just to get it set up, but that was.
But that's why you got good hunting buddies.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
good
Wow.
family, good friend.
Now, is this the first turkey you shot?
Yes.
Oh my word! And we got it all on camera here. As long as I
heck
hit the
yeah.
button, that would be good.
Well, I gotta thank you for coming along
Oh,
for this.
that was so fun. Thank you for letting me be here.
The other spot was a napping spot. This one was like bam, bam, bam. Let's
nothing,
go.
Nothing. Then they're like, bam, there they are, and they're coming.
What could you guys see from back there?
We could see.
We were like, shoot. Oh, what took so long?
Him.
Well, we were waiting for him to get a little bit
I
further.
wanted I figured, but they weren't.
They weren't.
That's why I kept trying to do a light one because I could see, and I was like, they're waiting for him to clear. I was like, just shoot through that.
Well, that's what I got him moved over there. in
How far was it?
20 yards.
Not
20.
even.
Jody's story is special. To overcome daily battles is hard. To get back into hunting, well, that is even harder. He really is an inspiration for all of us.
It's amazing. You can't give up just because you think the world either come to an end or just because you can't see it anymore doesn't mean anything. It's your perception of it, and you just got to do the best you can to make do, and you rely more on friends and family than probably a lot of people don't want to, and trust me, I was one of them. I tried to do everything on my own for the longest time, but it was making things worse. So when I finally just went to my family and friends and asked for help, it came, and it has kind of just came to this day.
Every once in a while, a hunt comes along that you will remember for a lifetime. This past weekend in Allegan County was one of those hunts, right here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Well, every year here in the great state of Michigan, the traditional trout opener is a big deal for many sportsmen. We're going to show you just how big of a deal it is around the grayling area.
When you say opening day in Michigan, most folks think deer. Well, not the case if you're in the grayling area where the mighty Au Sable River runs. Today I was covering the event that is the traditional opening day of the trout season, and I started at the old Au Sable Fly Shop.
It's the night before opening day of trout season. Opener's Eve. It's a good time. We're happy.
Now, how many people come through here on a day like
I don't even know, man. I've lost count of flies. I've lost count of people. I've lost count. A lot. Everyone's excited, man. This is traditional openers.
What else do you have going on here today?
Well, we've got Dennis Potter tying flies in the learning center, and we serve up a pretty good batch of food, pulled pork and chicken. We like to eat. We like to have a party, and this is a great time of year to celebrate, especially when you have such a nice spring. We deserve one.
Nice. And so what will the fishing actually be like tomorrow? Good, bad, or indifferent?
That's part of why we're excited. The fishing this year is shaping up to actually be good. After the last couple of real strong winters and just kind of miserable springs, the fishing, especially the dry fly fishing, really didn't exist. So this year we've already had Hendricksons and olives and little mahoganies and fish rising, and we're just excited. Water's in good shape. It's exciting.
There was an excitement in the air for sure, and even though there is stretches of the river open year-round, today has a special place in the hearts of the anglers. Just a few miles down the stream, I made my way to the mecca of all things trout, the Gates Lodge, where folks were getting all the gear they needed for the opener.
People are excited, fish are rising, Hendricksons are hatching, river's mostly wadeable, so it's going to be a great opener.
And what is the allure for opening day for trout fishermen? What is it that makes it so special?
At this point, it's just tradition. It means very little to 90% of the people coming here because they like to fish the rivers that are open year-round anyway. But their grandpa did it, their dad did it, they're doing it, and now we're seeing the next generation coming up too.
And is the fishing usually good on the opener, bad on the opener, and how does
Depends who you ask. This year's good. The last two have been terrible, so everyone's very happy right now. Lots of smiling faces around here.
Are there bugs hatching right now?
Right now, no. I'd say we're about an hour away.
But they are right now.
Every day's been good.
Okay.
Good. We're exceeding expectations as far as the fishing. The opening day is a lot of the same folks that have been coming here since I started, that were coming here when Rusty Gates owned the place. And we're coming here when Rusty's dad owned the place. So some of them are second generation, but it's really cool to see.
One of the traditions up this way is a big Fishmas Eve party that good friend Eddie Coolness throws every year. I had always wanted to join this party right on the banks of the river and finally was able to make it there this year. Now there were campfires going and there was a fish fryer humming, and most importantly, there was story after story of fish that were caught and fish that got away. And as the night wore on and the fires continued to flicker, Ed told me why this event is so special to him.
But there's something about tonight. It's a validation of what we love and it's a gathering of people. You know, so many times I find myself in social situations downstate, and people will say to me, you know, what do you do? I like to fish, and I start talking about fishing, and then in less than a minute, I see their eyes glass over, and I say, they don't want to hear this stuff. But tonight, I can talk fishing all night long, and everybody wants to hear it, and that's a part of it too. But it's friends, dear friends, 30, 40, 50 years worth of friendships. And the thing is, we all have one thing in common, our love for the river. That's what it's really all about.
Opening morning came, and since there's not a real rush to get on the water, the waders and the rods hung in anticipation. In fact, the only hustle here at Gates Lodge was in the boardroom for the annual opening day breakfast, where a special toast is made to the fishermen who had passed away that year.
This thing has been going on now, like I said, for 16 years, and it's tough to say goodbye to good fishing friends and people that have been in the Michigan Fly Fishing Club with us. There's an old saying in fly fishing that it's not the fish you're looking for when you get into this sport. And the older I get, the more appropriate that seems. So with that, I'd like to offer a toast. Even if it's coffee, Jim. to our absent friends. We miss them all. So thank you for being here today, and good luck fishing for the world's most beautiful fish, Michigan brook trout.
Stay out of my spot.
So after quite a build-up, I was finally hitting the water with Jeff Moss. This is Jeff's 50th opening day here on the Au Sable.
This is my 50th year. 1966, my dad brought me out here.
Well, you're not that old, are you?
I'll be 60 this year.
Wow. So you've been coming since you were 10?
10 years old.
You're kidding.
Nope. We've been on this river a long time. It's still a beautiful place to come.
Now, are there certain stretches that you like to fish more, or is it all about the same?
It's all, I mean, the whole river, it's the holy waters. It's prime fishing from where it starts at Burton and all the way down to Wakely Bridge. It's all good fishing.
Huh.
It's all beautiful water.
So starting at 10 years old and now you're 60, did you fall in love with it instantly? Was
Instantly.
it gradual? Okay.
Every year we look forward. My cousins, Jerry and Paul and Dina, and my uncle Seymour, and
wow,
and Herbie, my cousin Herbie, and we would all come out. It was a family affair. We did that for many, many years.
Like many of the anglers here, the rod that they actually use on the opener has some special meaning as well.
This is a rod built in 1968 by Art Newman, one of the founding fathers of Trout Unlimited.
Really?
Yeah. It's a Wanagass, and Wanagass spelled backwards is Saginaw.
Huh.
And he built this for my dad, and from my Uncle Seymour. So they have a matching pair of rods, and I love to fish this every opener. It brings back the joy I had with my dad. Fishing in the Asable River starting at 10 years old with my cousins, and it's an amazing thing that I've been able to do this for 50 years, and it's a tradition now for me. It's an awesome feeling. And that's where the fish was supposed to hit.
Now, Jeff told me the river is like a car wash for the soul. And if you happen to hook a fish, well, even better.
What happened here?
Right, we got a fish. I put a nymph on, a bead head nymph, imitating an emerger for the Hendrickson. And lo and behold, it's about a little fish. Just kidding. It's a beautiful, beautiful little trout. Whoops.
Jeff fished most of the day, catching some nicer fish, but like most of the anglers here for the opener, the fishing is just part of the draw. It's the river, it's the friends, and it's the memories, both old and new, that bring them back every year here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Hey everybody, we are here once again at Antlers Fireside Grill just outside of Canadian Lakes area. And Jim, I'm kind of excited about this because this is a wild turkey breast. And so what are you going to kind of do here? You got lots of stuff going on.
Well, I'm going to show you a way. This is kind of almost like my rendition of turkey dinner.
Okay.
So we're going to make sausage and apple stuffing, and then we've taken the breast and we've pounded it out and made it really thin.
Okay.
And we're going to roll it in saran, then roll it in tin foil, and we're going to throw it in the oven and roast it off.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to make kind of a traditional gravy for it afterwards.
Okay, now when you're dealing with wild turkey, anything people should know? I mean, typically I've heard that it dries out quicker than a normal bird. Is that true, not true?
I mean, yeah, it's going to have less intramuscular fat than a domestic bird's going to have, or a regular, farm bird's going to have.
Okay.
But if you put the sausage in it, it's going to help keep it moist during the cooking process.
Okay.
We also pounded it down, so that's going to help break down everything that kind of makes it tough. So,
all right, well, how do we get started?
We're going to start with sauteing our vegetables.
All right.
So we've got a little bit of oil. This is going to be a butter-free recipe.
Butter-free?
Yeah, I know. I wasn't happy about it either, but.
All right, Jim, we got our veggies kind of cooked down. What's the next step here?
All right, so once we've got the veggies cooked down, we've got some, this is some croutons that I grounded up here. You can just use regular breadcrumbs. Doesn't really matter. We've got a little bit of milk.
All right.
Just going to mix that together. Put an egg in there. So this is kind of like the ingredients that go into a meatloaf, basically.
Oh, all right.
So we're going to take our sausage.
Is that about, what, half a pound or so?
This is actually about a pound.
A pound?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would think you had your fisherman and hunter strategy there. We're like, that's 6 pounds of meat.
Nice.
And now we're going to
mix that all together?
Yep.
Okay, so we got this all mixed up now.
Yep. So.
Now we are going to use the oven on this.
We are.
So we don't always do that here. So how long are we going to be in the oven on this?
350 degrees at your house. I mean, it all depends. It depends on how much stuffing you're putting, how big the turkey breast is, how thin it is. With where we're at, perfect scenario, about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
And you don't have to do this in the oven. This is something you can do while you're camping, because we're going to wrap it in saran, then we're going to wrap it in tin foil. Tin foil protects the saran from burning off or anything. Oh, okay. So you could actually cook this
in a fire.
Oh, absolutely, anywhere.
Okay. All right, Jim, we got our turkey roll, just came out of the oven. What are we going to be doing here?
Now we're going to make a gravy for it.
Okay.
So we've got the same pan that we sauteed our vegetables and our apples in, so there's going to be a little additional flavor in there, a little residual vegetable.
Residual goodness?
Residual goodness.
There you go.
And we added a little bit of butter, so there's a little bit of butter in this recipe. And now we're going to add a little bit of flour, and we're going to make our roux. And what that's going to do is help thicken our gravy to get it to a sauce consistency so it coats the meat.
Okay. And what else are we going to put in there?
Now we've got a little bit of stock.
Chicken stock?
Yep, this is just a basic chicken stock. But, if you've saved your bones from, your turkey and you want to make a turkey stock, have at her.
And kind of what is this called again?
We'll call it a sausage stuffed turkey roulade.
Thanks so much for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stick around in upcoming weeks. We've got all sorts of springtime fun headed your way. We'll be doing a little more walleye fishing, some trout fishing, mushroom hunting, and some more turkey hunting. If you'd like to see where we are and where we're headed next, you can always check us out online.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Online is a good way to kind of keep tabs on us. You can do that through our website, social media, YouTube, lots of places to be checking us out. And make sure that you are joining us over the next several weeks. Lots of good stuff coming. If we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by.
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
By Alta Equipment Company, providing sales, rentals, service, and parts because uptime matters. From earth moving to landscaping and light construction, Alta offers over 50 brands across 7 Michigan locations to serve you. More information online or 844-GO-2-ALTA.
Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man.